Hi everybody, my name is Bree and welcome back to my channel, Bree's Arts. All right, you guys, today is super exciting for a couple of reasons. First off, it's Try It Tuesday, and you guys know that is my favorite Tuesday of the month. So Try It Tuesday is hosted by Sammy at Unicorn Dust Designs, and this month her co-host is Christy from Christy Creates. Both of these ladies are insanely talented, and I will have their channels linked down below. So Try It Tuesday is when we get to take other creators' projects and put our own spin on them. Now, I love doing this because it shows you who inspires me, and there are so many talented creators out there. So make sure that you check out the link to the playlist in my description box. And the second reason that today is super exciting is because this video is sponsored by Skillshare. What? It is sponsored by Skillshare. Now, I will be talking about Skillshare a little bit later in the video, but right now, let's jump into that first DIY. All right, you guys, DIY number one. Now, this DIY was inspired by Dee at She's So Crafty. She is so talented. I absolutely love her channel. And I'm going to take one of these vases from the Dollar Tree and these craft sticks that I got off of Amazon. I will try and find them and link them down below for you guys. I have used them in multiple projects. They're awesome. Instead of using skewers, which you can absolutely do, and that is what Dee used in her DIY. So I just measured it off. We're going to cut them all down to size using my miter shears, which I absolutely love. They are so slick. And bam! See? Magical. And here we're going to take my white chalk paint by Faux, and we are going to paint all of our craft sticks up. I did 2 coats just because I did want full coverage and, you know, paint all of the sides, the front, the back, everything. And now taking this beautiful green, it's called Sage Blossom by Faux, and these half beads that I got off of Amazon, we're just going to paint up a whole schwack of those. Paint. Isn't that green beautiful? It's so pretty. And now taking some braided rope from Amazon, I'm just using my measuring mat here, and I'm going to tape down some of that rope using the vase as a guide. And we are going to actually glue the sticks and the beads to the rope. This is brilliant. And now completely out of focus. Oh my, I don't know what was going on with my camera, you guys, but sorry about that. But you can see what I'm doing. So just gluing the craft sticks onto the rope. So we'll do craft stick, and then on each piece of rope, we are going to hot glue one of those half beads and then continue that pattern all the way down the rope. And I wish I would have had, like when Dee did this, she had the big vase, and then she had a small vase. And I wish that I had that I could find the smaller one, but I just couldn't find it. So once I do, I am going to definitely make another one, and so that I can have a set of these. I just think that they're so pretty and kind of like, you know, beachy looking. I just love them. And as soon as you have it to go all the way, or like enough to go all the way around the vase, I just clipped off the excess rope, and then we're just gonna hot glue that to the vase. This is so easy, and I just think it's so pretty. And still slightly out of focus. Oh, jeez Louise. So just hot glue that across, wrap it around, and done deal, you guys. How easy was that? Oh, I just love it. All right, you guys, and now a word from our sponsor, Skillshare. Whoop, whoop. Skillshare is an online learning community for creatives where millions of people come together to take the next step in their creative journey. Skillshare offers thousands, and I'm talking thousands of classes for creative people on a huge variety of topics. Things like illustration, design, photography. The possibilities are endless. If you want to expand your knowledge on anything creative, Skillshare is where it's at. All right, you guys, so one of the classes that I am absolutely dying to take is the Fundamentals of DSLR Photography by Justin Bridges. Now, I just got a brand new lens for my Nikon camera, and I cannot wait to delve into the ins and outs of how to use my camera to its full potential. You can explore new skills, deepen existing passions that you might already have, and totally get lost in creativity. It's curated specifically for learning, meaning that there are no ads, and they're always adding new premium classes so that you can follow wherever your creativity takes you. So just so you guys know that the first 1,000 subscribers of mine to click the link down in the description box will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare so that you can start exploring your creativity today. Thank you so much to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. And with that being said, let's get back into those DIYs. All right, DIY number 2. So this beautiful tray was inspired by Megan over at Glue Guns and Roses. Again, her channel is amazing. She is so talented as well. And what we're gonna do is take these block decor. I've used them a bunch of times. You can always pretty much find these at the Dollar Tree. And we're going to use 4 of them with our E6000 and hot glue. We're just going to smush those together. So again, E6000 for the permanent hold and hot glue for the immediate hold. There we go. And I did just sand these down just a titch so that the paint would adhere better to them. They're a little bit smooth, so sanding them down gives them a nice rough surface. And using our white chalk paint by Faux, just giving that 2 coats on the entire thing. Now, this beautiful tissue paper, I actually found it at HomeSense a really long time ago. I have used it a bunch of times. And of course, this would not be Breeze Arts without some decoupage. So using that beautiful tissue paper, we are going to make this tray look like marble. So Mod Podge, tap it down. You really don't want to rub it because you might tear the paper. Tap, 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 tap. More Mod Podge and just smooth it across. Now, I don't care when I'm doing this. I don't care if there are some wrinkles in it and a little bit of texture. I honestly think that it just adds to the piece. So, you know, it's fine if it's not completely smooth. And there we go. See, it looks like marble. I love this tissue paper. Oh my goodness. Now, I should have let this dry a little bit, you guys. I was super impatient, but you will see right away here, because I'm putting the top coat on, that I totally created a hole. You see right there? There's a hole in my tissue paper. A hole. It drove me bananas. However, you will see how I fix that. So just finishing my coat, and what I'm gonna do, super, super easy, especially with this pattern of tissue paper, is I'm just going to grab, eventually, there, I'm just going to grab a little piece of the tissue paper and literally patch the hole. So put it on there, throw some Mod Podge over top, and you can't even tell that there was a hole there. And then you can see I created another hole. You guys, I was a mess with this, but this is perfect because then you can see how it can be fixed. So just dab with Mod Podge, put that right over top, and the hole literally disappears. You cannot notice it at all. And now taking some of this faux leather from the Dollar Tree. This is the black leather. And I'm just gonna use my square here, just cutting off with my rotary blade a couple of little strips of this black leather, because I have not been able to find that faux leather ribbon. I know I'm not alone. I know that it's a hot commodity, but I'm so jealous when people have the faux leather ribbon. So I'm just taking these 2 strips and hot gluing them together, only because I didn't want to see any of that white backing, because we're going to make handles out of this, obviously. And I cut that in half, and the angles are kind of messed in this, sorry you guys. So this was difficult for me to cater to the camera. You can see I'm like bent over, but I'm just using some thumbtacks and literally just pushing them through the leather into the side of this tray to create the handles. And you'll see I get smarter with my second handle. I do it way better than this first one, as you watch me completely struggle. See, I had to just pull it up so that I could see what I was doing. There we go. See, looks awesome. Now this time, I am going to actually put the thumbtack, I believe, yes, I put the thumbtack through the leather on each side. So it made it a heck of a lot easier for me to push this through. See, I can show you the struggle and the easier way to do it as well. And of course, it wouldn't be a Breeze Arts video without my big noggin in the way. Now, just taking another strip of this black leather, I just wanted to give the tray a little bit of detail along the sides. So I am taking a piece, again, I'm pretty sure it's 12 inches in length, and putting some thumbtacks on either side, and then one in the center, and then one in the middle of those 2 as well. and I'm go rogue and just put the last one in, just eyeballing. But I did that to both sides of the tray. I just think it finishes it off and gives it just a little bit more, you know, interest. And now I got this self-adhesive cork roll. That was from the Dollar Tree too. I've never seen it before. It's awesome, for real. So I just sliced off a piece. Now don't do what I did. I didn't cut it to size completely before I rolled it out. And you won't really see from the video, but so I'm putting it along the bottom of our tray here. And then when I tried to actually trim it down, it was really hard because this stuff is sticky. I was actually quite impressed, but using a craft knife, it was very hard to cut because it would kind of crumble a little bit. And then I tried to use a different craft knife and that didn't work. And then the craft knife here, that is from the Dollar Tree. Do not waste your dollar, people, because they're not very good at all. I bought a couple of them and they're not good. And so now just taking some of these little craft cubes that you can also get at the Dollar Tree, we're just gonna make some little feet for our tray, paint them up, hot glue them on. And originally I wasn't gonna do this, but then I just felt like it needed a little bit of height. You don't have to do this at all. You can just leave it with a cork on the bottom, but I just thought it finished it off. And that's it. So easy. I love this. All right, you guys, last one, DIY number 3. And this is inspired by Drew at the Lone Fox. He's amazing. His channel is so much fun to watch. I just love, love, love his projects. And so I'm taking these garden stakes. I got them at Dollarama, and these square wooden dowels that are also from Dollarama. And we're just going to, again, use my cutting mat to measure out 4 inches in between each one. I cut the dowels down to 18 inches. So the long ones are 18 inches, and then each one of the dowels is 4 inches apart, 1 inch in on either side, if that makes any sense. All right, so just sanding them down. They are fairly rough, and we are using, again, the white chalk paint by Faux, and we're going to paint all of these up. All the sides, front, back, you know, the edges, the ends, the whole shebang. Snap! Yes! Look at that. And now just taking some hot glue and again, using that measuring mat. Oh, it comes in handy, you guys. If you don't have one, get one. I'm sure I got mine off of Amazon a really, really long time ago, but you can find them all over the place. And so, yep, just, you know, getting rid of those hot glue schmooges. And so this is like a gutter guard that I got from Dollarama. For this project, you could also use like one of the trash cans, you know, like the black wire mesh trash cans, and cut those up and then use those like from the Dollar Tree. And so I just cut off a piece that was long enough to go on the back here. It just happened to be the exact width that I needed. So that was perfect. And now I'm just going to use my sage blossom again and my dabby brush and dab, 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 all the way across, and I did 2 coats of that. Now this I am going to use as a jewelry holder. So I just kind of figured, like, if you hang stuff like your earrings and stuff like that, that the paint might chip off because it's just plastic, right? So I put a layer of Mod Podge over top just to make it a little bit more durable so that the paint would not chip off while it's in use with your jewelry. And now just taking my staple gun and stapling that mesh onto each one of the posts here. And then just taking my Saskatchewan Rough Riders hammer. People have commented on my hammer. Woo! Go Radas! And just going across and putting a couple staples in each one of the posts here. And so now, using my power drill, we're just gonna make some holes here for the hooks on the bottom of this little jewelry rack. So drilling my holes, my pilot holes. And then we're going to put in some of those little gold hooks at the bottom. Sorry, I didn't really do a close-up, but you know what I'm talking about. You know, those hooky things. And just screwing those in. Isn't this cute, you guys? I think it's just so fresh looking. I just love it. And then final touch, putting a sawtooth hanger on the back. What I would actually do is put 2 on. I should have put 2, like 1 on each end, just to make it more sturdy. So do that if you're gonna make this instead of just 1 in the middle. But that's it, you guys. Like, how easy, and it's so pretty. I love it. Right, you guys, that is it for Try It Tuesday. I hope you enjoyed my take on all of these amazing projects. Again, I will have all of the channels linked down in my description box. And also, don't forget, I do have a Buy Me a Coffee link if you wanted to donate to my channel. It helps me out, brings more DIYs your way, and also fund some giveaways. So check that out. And a huge thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. You guys, that is so exciting for me. I haven't been doing this for a very long time, and for them to reach out to me and want to sponsor my video, that just means a lot. So definitely check them out in the description box as well. Now, if you like what you see, do me a solid. Tap that like button, maybe subscribe, tell your friends, you know, all of that jazz. Stay tuned for the gag reel. Bye, guys. Work? Let's see. Testing. Is the microphone on? Testing. And you guys know that that is my favorite Tuesday of the month. Now, that it's my favorite Tuesday of the month. So you guys, today is super exciting because, no. What? Why?
I think you already did that one.
I know. That's okay. Multiple ticks. What is Try It Tuesday, you ask? Well, then what do I say?
Today.
No. Is
Try It Tuesday.
So, you know, let's get our Try It Tuesday on. So Try It Tuesday is when we get to take other creators' projects. Oh, no way. No, cat, no. No. You ate already. Oh, mamma mia. And with that being said, let's get into that first DIY. 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 Oh, it's a good day. It's a good day.
Why is that?
Try it Tuesday. Try it Tuesday.
Try it Tuesday.
All right, y'all. Let's do this. Let's get her done. Stop. Stop. Oh, here we go. I'm going to pull off all of his leg hair in like 2 seconds.
No.
That was attractive.